Ew! Knife dope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy's back with a fresh batch of dope. Knife dope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. I just uploaded a video yesterday called Mod Life. And it was kind of a longer video than I had originally anticipated. I literally loaded that shit first thing on Tuesday morning. And it didn't, I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube, but it didn't publish until about 8 o'clock last night. So, don't understand what was going on with that. But the reason why I bring that up was there was one knife that I did after the fact, a little bit of mod work too. And that is this one. This is the Quiet Carry Drift LC. Now, I had bought this one right when, I think literally maybe a couple of days before the official drop. This version originally came with, get ready for it, it originally came with this show side scale. This was the first version they dropped. It was kind of, forgive the pun, but it was a quiet drop, meaning they didn't announce it. They just kind of threw it out there on the low, and if you knew, you knew. And I love the knife. I didn't have an issue with it, but I really wasn't a fan of this this scale. But I was so eager to get the fucking knife that I just ordered it. So I reached out to Quiet Carry and asked them if I could just purchase just the show side scale, and they accommodated me. I wanted the black one. I think that looks so much goddamn better. So if you have a Drift LC and you're looking for a new show side scale, you can have this one. You just got to cover the shipping. Also, they originally, when I made the order, they kind of fucked up. They sent me these G10 scales for a different, older version of the knife, the OG version of the Drift. I think this one might be for a liner lock. But if you have that knife also and you want these scales, just reach out to me. You can have them. Just cover the shipping. So yeah, we're about to find out what's going on with these. Okay. We got two knives from Ace, which is AKA Giant Mouse. Ace is one of the lines which, comes from Giant Mouse. They have the GM line and then the Ace line. The Ace line is more of a more budget side of things to their products. Okay, so the first one we're taking a look at is the Rio in denim micarta. Now this is actually a design coming from two legendary Danish knife makers, Mr. Jesper Voxnæs and Jens Anzo. Two highly respected individuals in the knife game, and two individuals that make and design fantastic knives. I've heard a lot about this one. This one comes in at $195. And right out the gate, I can see we've got some slight contouring to these micarta scales. They actually have some diamond texture on the micarta, which I had never really seen before on any micarta. I've really never seen like a good texture to it. This feels great in the hand. It's not aggressive, not super soft, but just enough to give you some nice texture. Aesthetically, it looks great. The price point, like I mentioned, and if I didn't mention, it's $195, which is very, very well. Great price for what you're giving you. Close length comes in at 4.6 inches. We've got a single form of deployment, which is our cutout. The knife, when it's closed, for the most part, is concealed. We've got this nice wire pocket clip, which is ambidextrous, right or left-hand tip up. The back spacer, I think it's titanium. I think the other model, there's two versions to this model. There's a black G10 one, and I think that's got the brass. But let's go ahead and deploy the knife. Okay, not bad. Let's try that one more again. Very nice, smooth action. Yeah, that thumb flick is where it's at. Overall length comes in at 7.94 inches, so definitely full-size knife here. Ergonomically, there is no choke up, but I still can get that nice full purchase. The blade steel is coming in on, or rather your blade length coming in at 3.32 inches. Blade steel on this version is CPM Magna Cut. Love that belt satin finish they got. These are actually made in Maniago, Italy. So we got some Italian craftsmanship, which has always been highly regarded. Beautiful crown spine there on the blade. Also have a nice little bit of strategic jimping there for when you're in full purchase mode. You can go ahead and rest that thumb and have a little bit of texture. Now this one is riding on bearings. Some of their other models ride on washers. Lightweight, this is coming in at 2.7 ounces for almost an 8-inch knife. So very, very light. Blade stock is 125 thousandths, full flat grind. Yeah, I can see why people were really feeling this knife. I can, absolutely. Let's put up some comparisons for you fuckers to give you guys a better idea on the size of this thing. Basically a little bit of knife flexing. You know how the fuck I do. First up, I think this is going to be the only Jesper Voxnez design in my collection, and it's a goddamn good one. We're talking about the legendary Urban EDC F5.5, baby. So we can see that Rio is quite a bit bigger than the F5. Next up, another overseas knife, which is possibly my favorite purchase as far as overseas knives goes, and that is the Null Knives Voodoo. Get ready, people. Null Knives is actually dropping some carbon fiber inlays this Friday. I think this Friday is going to be the 6th, October 6th. So if you're looking for other inlays, now's the time. We can see that the Rio is just a little bit smaller than that Voodoo. Let's try some more. How about this Cerberus design coming from Artisan Cutlery and one of my favorite knives to date? We're looking at the Artisan Cutlery full-size Arian. So we can see that the Rio is a little bit bigger. They're a little bit smaller than that. How about some Kaiser vibes? Jonathan Styles design, Militar. So we can actually see that the Rio and the Militar are about the same size. They're about dead money on those two. So let's do two more. God damn it, two more. Gotta bring y'all some American dope. You know how the fuck we like to do. None better than this one. The Spyderco Manix 2. So that Rio and the Manix 2 are also about dead money. If anything, that Manix 2 is a hair bigger. Last up, but certainly not least, we know about this one. We just did a goddamn video on it. We're looking at the Spyderco Native 5, former lightweight version. And we can see that the Rio is bigger than that. Yeah, people, this is a good one. I wonder if perhaps if I would have opened this up before making my order yesterday, if perhaps I'd have went with this one. You know, this one right here is actually about $100 cheaper than the knife that I bought. You know, give or take, might be a little bit more than that, but I'm excited about the one I got coming. You guys should be too, because you know I'm gonna share my dope. But that is the Ace Rio. Okay, that was the first one. Now this next one is also coming from the Ace line. Now, quick little bit of info on their Ace line. I guess Giant Mouse has a couple of different lines to their products. They have their premium line, which is called, I think it's called GM or something like that. Yeah, the GM line, and that's more of a limited edition side of things. Like they're numbered, you know, whatever. But this Ace line, what they wanted to accomplish with that was they wanted to still provide that same great quality and customer care that they've come to, you know, that we've come to expect for them, but at a lower price, you know. And the Ace line, I think, is exclusive to Anzo and Voxnez designs. And then another interesting fact is, you know, the way Giant Mouse goes about naming their knives, it's not what you normally, you know, they don't go about it like these other companies do. Their naming tradition is more than just identifying the knife. What they tend to do on all their knives is it's more of a way of infusing each of their products with a backstory. And you can find out all about, you know, each of their knives. They tell you how they came up with the name and whatnot. And the name of the Iona, they named this after a place called the Iona Bar. It's actually a bar that's located in Williamson, Brooklyn. I guess the founders of Giant Mouse, you know, are from that area, and therefore they used to frequent this bar. In doing that, they became, you know, very good friends with the owner of the bar, and they had a lot of good times at this bar. Hence why they came up with this name. That's what they're telling us. So You know, I think that's cool. You know, they're just not throwing names out there. They're trying to think about it a little bit more. So I ain't mad at that. This one is also one that was highly spoke about, and this is the Iona version 2. Don't get it fucked up. I never tried either of the Ionas. This will be a first for me. But many people have been speaking positive about this knife as well. So let's see what this one's about. This one comes in at that same price because it's coming from that same Ace line. So we're looking at $195. To your door. Maybe not to your door, but okay. This one, another micarta knife. One thing I can tell you just from briefly handling these two knives is the quality of micarta is very, very good. This one is, I think this is a canvas micarta, perhaps. Yeah, I think this might be a canvas micarta. It feels like it. Yeah, this is a canvas micarta. Closed position, we're looking at 4.34 inches. Like that curvature there on the handle. We've got that same ambidextrous wire pocket clip, which is tip up. We've got a full open back construction on this version. Once again, we've got the single form of deployment. We've got thumb studs, which I also don't mind. Now, this one's riding on washer, so let's see how that action is. Okay, snappy detent. Once again, we've got a nice inset liner lock. Yeah, this is brand new, I can tell, because it's not really broken in yet. This one doesn't have as much access to that lock bar as the Rio did, but it's not bad, you know. It is very, very smooth. In the hand, though, due to that curvature, I can feel that this is going to be a good knife to hold, good knife to cut with. Overall length on this comes in at 7.27 inches, so a little bit smaller than the Rio. Love the way they actually give us a little bit of contouring on these micarta scales. The little bit of milling they got there also is going to help with your ergos. The blade steel on this one also is CPM Magna Cut. We got somewhat of a drop point blade on this as well. Some may even consider that. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a drop point all day. The let's see, weight on this one came in at 3.4 ounces. Now, allegedly, some of their improvements on this version is they gave us a wider blade, longer, more ergonomic handle, and they said also enhanced jimping on the spine, and they said improved lock bar access. If that's the case, I would hate to have even imagined how bad it was on version 1, because granted, this I can get that lock bar access. It's nothing, I don't think it's anything to get crazy about. You know, I still think they could have pulled back that scale a little bit, but if you look here, that lock bar does protrude or stand proud ever so slightly past that show size scale, and they do have some nice jimping there for you to get a hold of. 3.4 ounces overall is the weight on this, and yeah, that's what we're looking at. Let's put some comparisons up for this one, give you guys a better idea on this one. Now, there's going to be an internal war with my collection, because up until recently, this one was my favorite Native 5 in the collection. We're looking at the Spyderco Native 5 in fluted carbon fiber. So we can see that the Iona version 2 is bigger than that. Next up, the Johnny B Special. We're looking at the Benchmade Bug Out. So the Iona is actually a little bit smaller than the Bug Out. Let's do some more, shall we? How about this legendary knife? Looking at the Spyderco Spidey Chef. So we can see that the Iona is smaller than that. Next up, a recent acquisition coming from them Devo boys. We're looking at the Growler version 2. Don't get it fucked up. So that Iona is also a little bit smaller than that. Let's do two more. God damn it, two more. Coming in hot with some more Spyderco for your life. We're looking at the Spyderco Capara. So the Iona is smaller than that. Last but certainly not least, how about this one? The Vero Synapse, baby. So we can actually see here that the Iona is a little bit bigger than the Synapse. I'll tell you what though, out of both of these giant mouse knives, I really, really am thinking that this Rio is a winner for sure. In the hand, as far as just geometry of the knife, to me, that Geo is that goddamn Rio is a winner for sure. I would have loved to have possibly seen this one on on bearings, you know. I can enjoy and appreciate a good washer knife, so I don't want to make you feel like I have to have fucking bearings on it. I prefer bearings on it, but that being said, another thing, they said they gave us better lock bar access. I still feel that it could have been improved quite a bit, but just aesthetically and as far as capability-wise, I think that Rio is a home run, more so than this Iona. But I want to know what you fuckers think. Are you fans of Giant Mouse? Are you fans of either of these knives? Tell me all about it. Love you, mean it. Until the next time, cut something, cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers!